Hello and happy Thursday, Leaderboard crew. Tommy Marquez here, bringing you a Teenage Division edition of Inside the Leaderboard, presented by Bear Complex. And earlier in the week, we brought you guys a pair of update shows covering the Teenage Divisions. And you may have heard us talk about the international growth as far as those divisions go. But none of that would be possible without some particularly impressive growth on all fronts, which we've certainly seen since the inception of the Teenage Division in 2015. That first year, just a smidge over 5,500 athletes signed up. Since then, the athlete pool has grown by about 59%, with the largest growth happening between 2015 and 2016, and then 2016 and 2017. Now, looking at that breakdown of registration based on gender, it's quite clear that a big proponent of that growth have been the amazing young women that have decided to enter the arena of competition and join the Teenage Girls Division. With each year of competition, the registration in terms of percentage has begun to swing back towards a 50-50 split. In 2015, teenage boys comprised of 62% of the total field. Slowly but surely, though, the scales have been tipped back towards center, and this year they represent 56% of the field. The CrossFit Games have always been a sport of equality, and I shouldn't need to tell you that this is a fantastic trend as the pool of teenagers taking control of their fitness moves more towards an accurate representation of what the general population looks like. But circling back to the international discussion, the sport has blossomed outside of the US with massive registration numbers in both Latin America and Europe, and so far over the last 4 years, the teenage competition has certainly followed suit as well. In year one of the teen comp, nearly 2/3 of the field was from inside the good old US of A, but every year since, between 3 and 5% of the total athlete registration has moved out to international waters. With things currently at about a 52 and 48% split respectively, it's safe to assume that things next year could swing in favor of the international athletes, and we could see more athletes from outside of the US in the teenage division for the very first time. Now, in the big picture, all of these data trends have some wonderful implications. More of our youth are making leaps and bounds forward just by signing up to improve their health and fitness via the CrossFit Games. And the balance is starting to be more equal in terms of young men and young women, so that's wonderful as well. But we're also starting to see it permeate multiple cultures and countries, some maybe where traditionally health and fitness haven't been a priority. Now, for me personally, unfortunately, I come from a family that has been stricken with disease and lifestyle-related illnesses, so seeing these numbers certainly give me an increasingly positive perspective on things as far as the future of fitness goes for our youth as well. And maybe looking towards Madison helps me appreciate some of the truly remarkable performances that we're going to see in just a few weeks. That does it for this edition of Inside the Leaderboard, presented by Bear Complex. And if you want to see the teenage athletes compete, tickets are still available. What are you waiting for? Go to the game site and you can pick those up at games.crossfit.com. And if you still need lodging, head over to crossfithotels.com. That'll get you squared away with anything you'll need in terms of hotels or maybe places to stay goes. Hope to see you guys in a few weeks in Madison.